Being organised and flexible when working on supply is essential. You're likely to be attending a range of different schools with different expectations, policies and pupils. Therefore, being prepared is key to ensure that your day runs as smoothly as possible so all pupils can learn. Hi everyone, I'm Zoe from My Progression, and in this video I'll be sharing 10 ways for you to get the most out of being on supply. Whether you're brand new to supply or just need a refresher, or if you're considering it as your next teaching adventure, this video is packed with tips to help you walk in with confidence. And make sure you stay tuned, as I think number 10 will surprise you. If you're part of our ECT or NQT community and thinking about supply as a flexible option, or maybe you're an experienced teacher looking for a change, you might be a teaching assistant or cover supervisor looking for more experience, then this one's for you. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe for more advice and real talk from My Progression about life in the classroom. So, here are my top 10 ways to smash it from day one. Number 1, do your research. Before stepping foot into a school, try and find out as much as you can. What's the behaviour policy? What's the start and finish time? Is there a dress code? All of this information can be found through the school website, or you can just ask your agency. They're there to help you. Your consultant will have access to schools' handbooks and policies, plus they will speak directly to the person responsible for managing cover. So make sure you share any questions or concerns you have with your agency. If you're working in a large secondary school, do they have a map? Regardless of the year group you're in, make sure you understand the marking policy. The more you know, the smoother your day will go. If you're going to a school on short notice, ask your agency the most important things you need to know before you arrive at the school. For example, 3 essential elements are safeguarding, behaviour policies, and the timings for the day. However, if you're fortunate enough to have more time, you can do the research yourself about the school so that you start your day equipped with a wealth of knowledge. Top tip number 2, pack your own resources. When on supply in a brand new school, let's face it, you're walking into the unknown, so be prepared. Bring your own whiteboard pens, a whistle for playground duty, some biros, and depending on the age of your class, some stickers for marking the books. The school should provide all equipment, including specific colour pens or highlighters for marking and resources for the pupils. However, this isn't always the case. As educators, we love to be organised, and this definitely includes having all the necessary stationery. You don't need to go out and buy anything new, have a just-in-case selection prepared for those moments when you do need something. Number 3, arrive early. This piece of advice sounds simple, but it's powerful and can be a large factor in whether your day is a success or not. Arriving even 20 minutes early gives you time to sign into the office, read any required safeguarding forms, and find your classroom to get settled for the day. If you have any questions about arrival, I would strongly recommend asking your agency, as they'll be able to tell you what the sign-in process looks like, including who will be looking after you and any other important pieces of information, such as parking, layout of the school, and break times. First impressions matter, and being punctual shows professionalism, even if you're only there for the day. Getting into school early means you have time with a member of the year group or a TA to go through the timetable for the day and any expectations, including lessons and marking. Also, you'll find out about any pupils with additional needs or EHCPs who need specialist support. I know this won't always be possible if it's a last-minute emergency cover. Just make sure you're honest with your agency about what time you can get there and keep in touch if there's any delay. Top tip number 4. Introduce yourself to key staff. Find out who's around to help. Do you have a teaching assistant, a phase or subject lead nearby? Who do you go to for behaviour issues? Learn names as quickly as you can. Make a note of them if you need to, because if you do need any extra support, it's important to know who you require. Ensure you're proactive and introduce yourself to a range of different people around you. We all know teachers and support staff in schools are very busy people, so don't wait for them to find you. Most people will be happy to help, especially if you show initiative. Something essential you need to know is who the designating safeguarding leads, person or officers are. These are known as DSLs, DSPs or DSOs. In the case of a safeguarding concern or a disclosure from a child, it's important that you share this information as soon as possible with a DSL. For more information on safeguarding, ensure you check out our 3-part series equivalent to Level 1 in safeguarding, which is detailed in the description of this video. Piece of advice number 5, be ready for behaviour challenges. You might walk into a dream class where the need for behaviour management is minimal, or you might not. Either way, remember that you set the tone from the moment they walk in. We say this in all of our behaviour management videos, but you need to set out clear expectations from the very start. Be calm, be consistent, and never drop your standards. Have some age-appropriate behaviour management strategies up your sleeve, just in case you need to use them, such as tally charts, countdown timers, or even just well-placed periods of silence. Piece of advice number 6, keep the day moving. Transitions can be tricky with classes that don't know you. Try and avoid downtime where challenging behaviours can creep in and keep your class as busy as you can. During transitions between lessons, ensure if pupils are leaving your classroom that they do it calmly and quietly, and the new class enters in the same way. If children are staying in the classroom, give them an opportunity for a movement break by playing, for example, Simon Says with younger children or desk yoga with older children. If you think it will help focus and motivate children in the next lesson, then do it. Be over-prepared to keep the day moving. Bring extra activities like quizzes, creative writing prompts, or mini whiteboard tasks to fill any gaps if lessons run short and if you have that extra time where you need to keep pupils engaged. My top tip number 7 would be flexible and open-minded. You might be asked to cover a subject you've never taught or be expected to jump into a different year group last minute when on supply. If this happens, simply take a deep breath and just go with it. Your adaptability is your superpower as a supply member of staff. Remember, it's just one day and you're not expected to be perfect. But in the same breath, you may discover a topic or year group that you really love. As a trained teacher, you're well prepared to handle different ages of the children in the key stage you're trained in, whether you're early years, primary, secondary, or further education. Working with different year groups and putting yourself out of your comfort zone will build your confidence and make you a more versatile supply teacher. Schools and agencies will all want you to work for them. Number 8, write a handover note. This one is often forgotten, but so important. Let the class teacher know what was covered, any behaviour to report, both positive and negative, and how the pupils achieved against the learning objectives. It's important that you share which pupils didn't understand the task and achieve that desired outcome so that the class teacher can use this information to inform future planning and put in the necessary support. Teachers will be grateful for this feedback and always like to hear how their pupils have responded to a new adult and whether there's any behaviour that needs to be addressed. Most importantly though, they want to know what the children have learned. Top tip number 9, reflect after each day. Especially during the early days of your supply work, jot down what went well and what didn't. Think about what you would do differently next time. This could include different aspects such as behaviour management, personal organisation, or even time management. Keep a little notebook in your bag or on your phone notes. This will help you build confidence faster and notice patterns across different schools. Something vital to remember is no children's names should be mentioned when reflecting. This would be breaching GDPR. Your notes should be about your practice only. At the end of the day, you could jot down what went well today, what didn't go to plan, and what would I do differently next time. These 3 questions give you a balanced reflection without becoming overwhelming and will help prepare you for future challenges. As I mentioned earlier, number 10 is really important, and that's be kind to yourself. I bet you're thinking, this one actually isn't that important, but it really is. You may have some tough days, and a lot of the time we are our own harshest critics. Allowing one bad day or a difficult class to demotivate you could have a huge impact on your future placements. Supply teaching, we know it can be tough. You're constantly in new environments, with new faces, and expectations can vary massively between schools. It's vital that you celebrate the small wins. You kept the class learning? That's a win. You maintained a calm environment even when behaviour was tricky? Another win. Give yourself credit. Every day is a learning day. Part of being a supply teacher is looking at your opportunities through the right lens. Having the mindset such as, I get to experience this, rather than I have to do this, will help you maintain that positive attitude. For example, policies might not be exciting to read, but they're important. The more you read, the more you'll learn, and the broader your experience will become. So, there you have it, 10 ways for you, as a supply teacher, to be ready for your first day, or for just a new school. It can feel nerve-wracking stepping into a new school, but being prepared and staying flexible will make a huge difference. A final top tip for me is, at the end of the day, as well as communicating with the teacher you're covering, make sure you speak to the member of staff responsible for cover. It sounds obvious, but always say thank you. And if you enjoyed it, tell them. This may lead for them to asking you back, maybe tomorrow, next week, or another point in the future. If you've got experience as a supply teacher, leave your best tips in the comments to help others in our community. And if this video helped you feel even slightly more prepared, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more teaching advice. I've been Zoe from My Progression. Let's keep your career in motion.